I'm going to give you just a brief overview too of some of the things that we're going to be covering. I know there's a lot of information on screen. Don't worry, we're going to go over it little pieces at a time and be able to take bite-sized bits. But Copilot is generative AI, which means it is creating content out there from the world that it has access to. So if you can use it for a myriad amount of reasons. So I try to put a few of them in today's session just so that we can kind of go through that together and be able to see how it might be able to best serve you. So for today, if you're in teaching and research, if you'll raise your hand, we'll just keep doing you're getting your arm workout today. Anybody do teaching or research or have some sort of capacity working with students or even staff? I mean, I know HR does a lot of that teaching and communication. Okay, excellent. So we got a handful. All right, excellent. Great. So we've got some really core content that would be able to help you, whether you're trying to generate quiz questions or assessments, lesson plans, summarize content, maybe complicated content or complex subject that you really need to tailor down so that people can digest that more easily. Copilot's able to do that, or even finding sources. If you're trying to get any type of validation for content, you can use Copilot to find that information for you. Okay, you already lowered your hands. Anybody have to do any repetitive administrative tasks? Let's do that raised hand. Anybody have, I don't know, do you have to routinely draft emails? Do you have to manage any kind of a budget? Do you ever create an agenda, report? Anybody do that? Everybody should have their hand raised because I feel like we're all drafting those emails, right? We are in this together. We're in the thick of it. So excellent. Yes, I see those hands going up. Excellent, y'all. So yes, and y'all can lower hands, or Katie, I'll have you do that, please. But those administrative tasks, there is so much time spent doing redundant tasks, and Copilot's going to stream them. Same thing with communications. If you do have repetitive inquiries over the same topic, it can help fine tune that communication so you can just quickly get that out. If you ever have to do newsletter or update or social media, even your personal account, if you're struggling with how to communicate something, you're able to use Copilot for that and event reminders. Anyways, this is just kind of the hot topics that I can think of off the top of my head that I wanted to share with you. This is by no means an exhaustive list of everything that it can do, but this is what we're going to put in this jam-packed next 20 minutes, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and pull up Copilot. And I'm going to ask my team if you can. I believe they have a knowledge base article ready to share with you all. And that's in case you've never logged in, since we have beginners and we have new users. It's very likely you've never logged in. That's okay. You'll go to copilot.com and we'll put a knowledge article in the chat as well so you can reference that. For today's session, I'm just going to say for right now, it might be better if you just follow along by just watching rather than trying to get on it at this precise moment. We'll have some time later for you to get on. If you're brand new, it might be a little bit easier. Okay, let me reshare screen here. So just so that you're aware, you'll sign in with your net ID and your password, and then it's going to pull up this little green badge. That green badge shows that you're on UT Dallas's account. So all of your data is protected within the web browser. It's not going to any other human to be analyzed or to be seen, which means that it's ensured that that information is protected. So just wanted to be sure. Yeah, green badge. I love it. Green shield. Y'all are listening. Fabulous. Okay. So some of those, we did have a handful of people that are in teaching roles, whether you're faculty or whether it's HR or a role like this in IT where we're communicating and trying to share some of these things. You're going to have opportunities there. Maybe you need an assessment or a quiz. So just so y'all know, for today's purposes, I pre-wrote out the prompts so that you don't have to watch me type, but I will pull in this and get some, let's see if we can generate some questions and information here. So this is, again, the HR example for people that HR is just kind of on my mind, I guess, but for reading assessment. So Benefits, paid time off, right? Our favorite thing, taking time off, right? Yeah, everybody loves it. We're so close to the weekend, you can almost feel it. But if you did have a reading assessment, I just pulled this because this was a longer page on our website. So there was a lot of information. So you could create different questions, say from any website that you have, any PDF, any document. If you have a book that's online, you could ask it to create an assessment based on whatever content that is, create an assessment where you're able to ask questions and then have your students participants be able to answer those questions. So here's just a quick example. It pulled all of this in seconds from that website, was able to generate questions for you. So if we were doing a quiz, maybe for HR when they do their annual enrollment, right? What do you need to have? How do you earn that? Where do you get it? They could generate these questions and maybe do like a really fun event and be able to say, fill out these questions. If you get them all correct, you win a prize, a day off, something like that. I'm just saying, if they wanted to. You can give me an extra day off. It's fine. I'll take it. But if they have that, then you would get all of these questions and answers in just a second because that content already exists. And you're able to see down here where it's pulling information from. So, as an end user, it's always your responsibility to check those sources, verify that it's pulling from something that you actually want. All right. Okay. Lesson plans. If anybody's ever had to do a lesson plan, this is create a lesson plan for a course. I pulled in a course number off the website, just a random one. And so it's able to determine based on that course number what those concepts and what those criteria are at UT Dallas. It's able to pull in some of those topics. It gives you ideas for activities if you do need to have assignments, any of these topics covered. Isn't it? I mean, I can't see if anyone's doing emojis, Katie. So I'm hopeful that this is something that's exciting for people because I just know even like creating an agenda for today, like what is everything I need to make sure and cover? And how can I do it quickly? Because we want this to be hands on and I want you to have an opportunity too. So this was just instant, right? The copy that I put in is not even really a complete sentence. It's more of a phrase. And from that, it's able to pull this information. Now, again, like I said with the previous prompt, you're going to want to verify that this content is accurate, relevant, and works with you. I like to think of Copilot as a coworker that is always just excited to brainstorm and give me ideas. Now, sometimes when I'm brainstorming with a coworker, we'll have some ideas and think, I really don't want to flush that one out. It just doesn't work for what we need. And that's okay. Copilot's going to do the same thing. Everything it generates is not necessarily going to be exactly what you want. And that's where you're going to come in and do different iterations of your prompt. Your prompt would be what I posted up here. If you do see something that you need to edit, you can go back, click the little pencil icon, and then you're able to see here, it pulls down so that you could put in whatever you want to. Make this only for undergraduate students. I only have 10 people in the class. You can customize it based on what you're needing, okay? So just know that there's that refinement you can have within those communications. So I do see a couple of questions about the variance from Copilot versus M365 Copilot. And I know, why wouldn't you be confused when they're nearly named identical thing? I get it. Microsoft did this just to make our lives more challenging. The difference is that Microsoft M365 Copilot is a paid subscription that connects within all of the Microsoft products. So right now, what you're seeing on my screen is from the browser, and it's the browser based. You're able to just pull it up and it's pulling from the internet, okay? It's pulling from that information. So as opposed to M365 Copilot, which is a paid service, it's expensive. It connects like in your OneDrive, in your Teams, in your Word, in your PowerPoint, or throughout all those applications. So it's pulling from your personal data as opposed to the general websites in existence. So hopefully that helps clarify a little bit because they're very different tools. And great questions in here. And I'm sorry if I'm missing some because I'm dual purpose here. If I conduct multiple interviews that ask the same questions, can Copilot synthesize and summarize those interviews if they're compiled into one document? I pretty much now only use Copilot for generating those interviews. Yesterday, just yesterday, I put in a copy of a job description that I'm hiring for and said, based on this job description, can you come up with questions that would help me understand applicants' skill sets within these parameters? Then I went back and reiterated, I only have 30 minutes for an interview and can reiterate again. And I have two people asking questions. Please assign it to each person. Yes, it can synthesize, it can pull together information, it can look at previous questions because I had screening questions I'd already conducted, and then I needed to prepare questions for the panelist. So I said, I've already asked these questions. Can we go more in depth? Absolutely, it can do these things for you. Awesome idea. Wonderful concept there. I love it, y'all. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let me see. Let's test this one. This one is a prompt for finding sources for literature reviews. So I put in a book called Symphony of Secrets. I put in the author, and I wanted to see if they can provide me some references for some reviews about this book. That way I can kind of question if I was doing a literature exam, if I could kind of question my students and understand um, where they might be going to get some of these reviews and be able to pull some discussion questions from those specific reviews. So this example is a little different than before, where we had the questions from HR, where it generated the questions. This time, I wanted it to generate the sources for me so that I could find where would these reviews be found, and then from those reviews I could get I could generate my own questions. So again, just a little bit of the flip side. If you're needing it just to find sources for you, you're able to get it to find those sources by looking through what's available on the website, on various websites, and it's going to reference it down here for you. So excellent. Let's see here. I need to pull this up real quick. So we already asked a question about PDFs. So let me see if I can download this really quick and upload it here. Down here at the bottom, if you do have images or files that you want it to attach, so that in addition to generating content, or if you only want it to come from the content you provide it, maybe you don't want it searching everywhere on a website, this is where we can get more specific. So let me show you how to do this. We're going to add this file, new student checklist. Okay. Give it just a second. It's going to upload a PDF that we have. There it is. So you can see that it's attached. Now, if I wanted to drill down, let's just, this checklist really isn't that cumbersome to read through, but for our sake, we can be more efficient. We don't want to read through the details. Maybe you just want to know, I'm going to copy this question over. Does UT Dallas offer a discount with Dell? Maybe, hopefully y'all already know the answer to this. Tell me in the chat before I push this button. Does UTD offer a discount with Dell products? Can staff and faculty get a discount with Dell? Good. Hopefully you all ace that question. So let's say we have a key question to a PDF, a lengthy PDF. I don't want to read through this PDF. I just want to know the answer to my question. Great, not a problem. And I'll put in here, use the attached PDF. It's okay if you do need to clarify. Again, we have to sometimes do those iterations within Copilot for it to produce the results that we're wanting. So if I just ask this question, generally it's going to look through that PDF, but it's okay to say, use this specific site if you do know that your research is listed somewhere, if something your references is there. So here's our answer. Yes, UT Dallas offers a discounted technology purchase through Dell. And it's going to tell you kind of where it is on that PDF. So if you had a multi-page PDF, you don't want to scan through all of that, you're able to do that and be able to jump around. Yes, 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 look at those. So sorry, I'm jumping back through questions. Yes, that green shield indicates that you're on UTD, and it's going to, when you hover over it, that says commercial data protection, which means, again, This data is safe. It's not going to anywhere. It's not being sold to anyone. So this is protected conversations. Just with you and Copilot, you have established a healthy relationship. It's not going to tattle on you. Okay. So great. Okay, good. I think I'm caught up on the questions. All right. Hopefully everyone's following along well, and we'll move on. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do the raised hands because I need to hear from y'all. Y'all have heard a lot from me. Has anybody ever had to draft a proposal for something? Let's do that raised hand, and I'm going to look up y'all are over here and I'm over here. So draft a proposal. You either needed to buy equipment, you wanted to start a new program, you were trying to put together an event for your department. Ever have to draft any kind of proposal? I mean, maybe even a marriage proposal if your wife or husband just really wanted specifics. Maybe you did. I don't know. No judgment. Okay, excellent. So only a handful. So we'll go ahead, Katie, I'll have you lower those hands. For those that have ever had to draft a proposal, it takes time. Agreed? It takes a long time to get all of those thoughts in one place. Watch this, y'all. Hang on your keyboards. Here we go. Draft a research proposal on having an AI center of excellence at a university to teach faculty and students the means of leveraging AI at Whoosh, University of Texas at Dallas. Include tangible ways it can enhance existing research projects. And I listed a couple of the ongoing AI-related projects. Great. Okay, let's see. Whew, I hope we get our grant, y'all. We'll see what's going to happen here. It's pulling together very quickly information from various sites, all related to the prompt information that I provided, right? It's going to also pull up other universities, other places that maybe have some of these things so that it can assess, again, cost, operations. And let's scroll back up to the top because, man, so it's a little bit longer. Do you think you would be able to type this up in the same amount of time? I mean, maybe you can, but I sure can't. So this is incredible. So it gives you an introduction with those parameters, with your selling points as to why you'd want to develop this research center. It's going to give you the objectives. How is it going to benefit our campus to have this? Different activities, different initiatives that maybe would need to be part of having a center of excellence, would need to provide like training programs, right? So faculty know how to integrate AI into their teaching. And different enhancements. So in OIT, maybe implementing more generative AI technologies to improve our services, right? What can we do in a department to automate our tasks and simplify? So this is not meant to give you the end all ideas. It's meant to be that coworker. Again, you're brainstorming, you're bouncing these ideas, you're developing a framework, which now I guarantee no one on this call could have produced this as quickly. And I know you all are brilliant individuals, but there's no way we could do that this quickly. We now have a framework where we could drill down, copy this out of here, paste it into a Word document, and move things around so that it really is customized based on what UT Dallas's unique needs are. And you, as the prompter of whatever you're generating, are going to be able to finesse this to really meet your needs, right? So just to show you, for those who are beginners or new, because we're on the enterprise version, all of these lovely conversations, think of them, they're in kind of a cone of silence, right? Okay, they're in the cone of silence, meaning Copilot's not going to keep these conversations. It stays quiet. It's keeping your secrets, y'all. So it's not saving these conversations, which means what? You need to save any of these conversations that you're having. You need to save it if you want to go back, because if you go back later to try to look or try to talk to it, it's going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right? Cone of silence. So if you need to save any of this information, you are able to copy it here. Again, you could paste that into a Word document, PowerPoint, whatever you need. You're also able to export it. And just so you can see real quick, you can export that into Word, PDF, or text, depending on what you're needing. Okay. And then if it does a good job and you're kind of, working on your relationship, you want to give it a little boost here, you can like that comment and be able to submit any feedback of what it did well. And Conversely, you can also, if it doesn't present the information you need, you can do a little dislike button. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions. Are we still driving? Y'all want to see some more ideas? We're going to move into emails and communications because it seems like that's where a lot of us really were. Okay, raise your hand if you're aware there's construction happening on campus. Is anybody aware? Did anybody notice that? Anybody go to campus? Have you seen that? The parking lots, student union? Everyone's hand is not raised, which means y'all are not going to campus ever if you have not noticed the construction on campus, right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere, which is great. That shows that we're bustling and really evolving. So thank y'all. Y'all can lower your hands. The rest of y'all need to get to campus. I'm just saying, get there. It's everywhere. Okay, so let's say there's a lot of construction happening on campus. Let's write an email. We need to send it to campus about this construction. And we're going to pull it specifically from the facilities area here where they have it listed about some of those construction projects, right? Because we want to get it specifically from that. Bam. Okay, here we go. Y'all, this is amazing. If you've ever had to draft an email, which I can pretty much guarantee everyone on this call has had to draft an email, this is a lot easier, right? Correct? I mean, tell me in chat. Is this easier? I mean, if you want to write your emails, maybe you can't use Copilot to respond to me right now, so you're not as quickly. I get it. It's fine. But if you want to simplify, this quick one sentence was able to generate all of this information because this information was on the website. So if we did want to give an alert to campus of what is happening, how it's impacting some of the successes, then we're able to quickly generate that as well as refer to where to go for more information. All right. Hopefully we're happy with this. I mean, hopefully we're happy. Permission to continue? All right, let's continue on. Okay, I would presume just like having emails, probably some of us have meetings, maybe a few of you have a meeting every once in a while, right? Probably if they're a really good supervisor, if you're a really good team, most likely have an agenda. Okay, we hope so. If you don't have agendas, make those agendas. People need to know what you're talking about. Let's say we have a 45-minute meeting on my team next Thursday. Here are some pieces of information I need. I put on here, I have 3 team members. I want to allow time for them to share progress reports on their projects. Okay, so here's the stuff I need on my agenda. It has my time, it has the amount of people. Let's go ahead and submit this and do a quick look of what it's able to pull up for. Yep, good. Someone says they're learning and taking notes. It's great. Awesome. I hope this is helpful. I hope these are good ideas for you, that this is something relevant. Okay, so here's our meeting agenda. Like that. So you can't say, now, I'm sorry, y'all, this is taking away our excuse of saying, I didn't have time to prep that. Yeah, you do. You do now. You got time. Look at this. It's amazing, right? In less than 30 seconds, I've got my agenda for my team meeting. I don't have to follow this word for word. I can take it down. I can adjust it. It'll be fine. It's depending on what I need, right? I can fill in some of these blanks. So we've got information of process for requesting time off, ticket documentation. It gives me information here. Like it tells me this is actually what I would say in the meeting, which is crazy because it's like it's in my head, right? Yeah, I would say best practices, any common issues or areas for improvement. This is exactly what we go over in our meeting, actually. And so it's got all those times earmarked too. A meeting with no agendas, not one. Well, look, we have an agenda now. So look, so you're here. It's great. I know, I agree. You should have an agenda. It's really helpful, even if it's just a quick guideline. And again, this took seconds. I'll have to attend those fun meetings. I know your other meetings are not as fun as this one though, right? Right, y'all? Okay, don't make me boot you from this. Katie can, I can't, I'm focused, but Katie will this is more fun. Okay, Ujjwal, I'll let you answer that recent question in the chat. I'm gonna move on to creating reports and presentations. Okay, so we've gone through, had it produce questions. We've had it document resources and sources for us. We've got on our agenda. We had it create an email, an agenda. Now, what about a report or presentation? Sometimes you're going to have to present. We have to get these presentations together. So can you help me create a 30-minute presentation covering internship requirements for engineering graduate students at the University of Texas at Dallas? Include the steps students must complete to request an internship and report their completion of the program requirements. Okay, so I've got to give a presentation on this. Let's take a little look at what it can produce for us. Give it just a second. Y'all, you can get giddy. I know you are. Yep, I know you are. I know you're so giddy. Look, y'all, look at this. I mean, I feel like there should be like glitter sparkling all around the screen right now. If I could do those effects for you, I totally would. It pulls together a complete presentation telling you what, and you don't even have to think about this. You don't even have to think about it. What do you need on your title slide? Ways to create that introduction. It's going to tell you the bullet points to put on your slide so that you can go over it. I don't know anything about engineering. Probably that's really clear coming through in my communication. I know nothing about engineering. I'm okay with that. However, I mean, if it really came push to shove, because this produced it for me, I could probably wing it and not have to know anything about engineering to be able to go over these points. That's how much this can help us in our job. Now, I'm not saying don't have a job where you don't know anything about your job, okay? Like, know things. But this is able to help you really shine with those pieces of information. Now, if I wanted to, I could also say, I could have it assign timings. If I needed to know I have this presentation, I could only have 15 minutes to talk. I have an hour to talk. It could tell me slide by slide how long I needed to spend on there. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm reading this. This is amazing. Okay, I haven't asked it. I wonder if it. I haven't asked it for glitter. Don't even start. I got to get through a few more so we can go to breakout rooms because my co-leaders are gonna get mad. Okay, budget. Anybody have to deal with the budget? Ugh, I know. I don't like money. I mean, I like money. I don't like having to deal with money, but I do. I do actually like money. Sorry, I do. Just to clarify. Okay, so let me pull this up really quick. Okay, I'm going to do another quick poll real quick just to make sure nobody's napping because this is far too exciting. Thumbs up if you've ever had to do a budget for anything. It can be personal too, personal finance. Thumbs up if you've ever had to do a budget. Thumb down if you've never had to do a budget. If you are thumbs down, I would like your life. Please see me after this class because I want to know how you've gotten away with not having to handle money. So please give me some information here, okay? I'm just saying, like, we're going to have a chat. I want to know how you live your life. Okay, 92%. There's 8%. Somebody has never had a budget. 10%. Y'all just want to talk to me after class. That's got to be it. Okay, for those of us who have budgets and have financial constraints, this is a quick way of, let's say, this is for Jindal School's breakfast. Okay, I made up numbers. I have no idea what they spent on this. I just made up numbers. Budget of 30,000. UT Dallas. I need a meal. Da 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 da. And room rentals $5,000. Can you create a sample budget with prices? Even if you've never hosted an event, right? If you have no experience, this will give you a good general idea of what it would cost in order to produce an event of this caliber. It's also going to give you some things that, oh gosh, maybe I hadn't thought about table signs. I hadn't thought about this or AV equipment. It's going to help make sure you catch those things if you don't do this all the time that maybe you could easily miss. Okay, gives you a beautiful breakdown, and it actually went in under budget, so I guess we can split that. I don't know. We're saving money here. This is great, wonderful tool. We're just saving the university money. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more, and I know we got to break out into breakout rooms. I'm trying to think of something super critical. I promised I'd talk about social media. Last one, and then my breakout room leaders, get ready. Katie, can you verbally communicate? Are we set for breakout rooms?
We need a few more minutes potentially.
Sure. Okay.
So keep on going.
Okay, we'll do this one and then we're going to break down. I'll give you a little prompt and explain what's going to happen in those rooms. So hopefully this has all been helpful. There's so many possibilities that it's hard to get this content into just one thing. But we're going to have some fun time now. You've seen all the serious stuff, very serious stuff. We're going to have some fun. All right. This is if you have to manage any social content, social media for yourself, for the university, whatever, for a group that you volunteer in. So here we did a social media post on Young Scholars Program. Again, this was something from JSOM and Dallas ISD. Promote it. Tell me what this program is. Let me know about it. It's got those key dates, program start date. Now, it didn't pull those in, but I bet and I'm missing the link right now because I just didn't pull it, but I bet if I pulled that link back and put it in there, it would be able to pull that information. So it's got this general guideline, again, for how we can use that social media. Okay, I know I threw a lot of ideas at y'all, and that point is deliberate so that you can see the vastness of possibilities of how to use this tool.